While I get started. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what my what's the name? My stomach growling, I don't know why. I got it. All right, so my YouTube family, how we doing? I want to start off today. I am not a lawyer. I don't give any legal advice. I am not a financial advisor. I do not give any advice dealing with finances. If for any reason you need that type of advice, please consult your consumer lawyer and consult your financial advisor. All right, I do want to start off talking about opting out. Okay, what I mean by opting out is, all right, a lot of accounts can be deleted from your credit report because, first of all, these corporations, anytime you hear me say persons, I'm talking about a corporation, a business, okay? They don't have permission to even report your information. You are in control of your credit report, okay? Not trying to knock any credit reporting agents, I'm not agencies, but credit repair companies. But as a consumer, by law, you are the only person that's supposed to fix your own credit, all right, by law. Because when you go to a credit repair company, um, they have to actually get like a power of attorney to be able to do. They have to have some type of paperwork where you have to sign giving them permission to at least contact these companies, these agencies on your behalf. But why settle for them when there's a lot of cases going around now that's coming out in the public to where these people are actually using you and taking your money, stealing your identity. Now, I'm not saying this is every credit repair company, but there are some credit repair companies that are out here scamming people and doing this to people. So I feel like the best thing to do is for you to repair your own credit, and it is to start now by selling down, sitting down, and learning the consumer laws. After a while, you will get tired of those collection companies contacting you. You'll get tired of getting those summons in the mail. You'll get tired of having to pay all this money to these companies, not knowing that they're actually violating you because you don't know your consumer laws. You don't know your consumer right. You're right. You don't know your rights. So that's what I'm here for. That's what the Secret TLC group is here for. So whatever question you got, you can put them in the comments. That'll help me with my content on knowing what I need to present to you to help you out. I don't mind taking you through. You can't comment on YouTube. You should be able to comment on YouTube. Um, Let me see. You should be able to comment on YouTube. Let me see. Hold on one second. I think as of right now, while I'm streaming is the reason why you can't come in because I'm actually streaming at this time. The chat is actually disabled at this time. Let me go check. I'm gonna make sure. Mm-mm-mm. It should be to where you should be able to comment. All right. Well, if you on YouTube, you can comment here. But if you're on Facebook, you should be able to comment in the chat, and I'm reading it as I'm going. All right. So now, first of all, I wanted to go back to pick up where I was talking about it first. Opting out. Oh, I see why. Okay, I got you. I got you. Let me see if I can go change that real quick. I see what you're talking about. Hold on one second, Josh. All right. So while I'm doing this, got it. All right. Let's see now. Try it now, Josh. You should be able to. Should be able to chat now. Let me know, Josh, in the comments. Type yes once you're able to. Let me see. Okay. Thank you, sir. I didn't think about it like that. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go back to it. All right, got it. All right. Now, back to what I was talking about. A lot of times when you go into these companies and you apply for these loans or whatever this product is you're applying for, or whatever service you're applying for, when it's dealing with your credit, anytime they have to use your social security card, your social security number or social security card, your social security number is a credit card. And anytime you go in there and you apply for something, you are actually the creditor. If they can't do anything without your signature, they can't do anything without your social security number. Once you sign on that dotted line, you actually extended them credit. Okay. And this is all because of when the United States went into bankruptcy in 1933, when they replaced gold and silver with the fiat currency. That's the fake money. That's what you spend and buy food and groceries and clothes, pay your rent with. That's what you use today's the dollar bill. All right. So when you go into these places and you apply, anytime it has something to do with your credit, the law states that any furnisher or any company agency that creates a report or a credit file on a consumer, it has to be 100% accurate. Okay, it has to be 100% accurate. So anytime you go into these loan companies or wherever it is you're trying to get this service or this product, they have to get your permission to even run your credit. All right. And that's where we come into play when we talk about permissible purpose. You'll hear me quote the laws. You may hear me say UCC. You may hear me say CFR. That's Code of Federal Regulations. UCC is United Commercial Code. And um, you hear me say USC. So when I quote the law for permissible purpose is 15 USC 1681 BA2. When you walk into that loan company, okay, I want to apply for a loan. I want to apply for this service, okay? All right, and they get ready to give you the application. When they hand you that application, we as consumers need to start reading what's in front of us. We need to start reading what's on paper. And if you can't really, and we do have a lot of people that do not understand, they do not know how to read. Trust me, we do have people that do not know how to read, but they need this service because they're trying to survive. They're trying to get their lights paid. They're trying to get their rent paid. They need this money. They need this loan, and they don't understand how to read an application, or they don't know how to read. Period. So if you get into that position to where you don't know how to read, get somebody to go with you. Or if you don't understand it, ask the creditor, "What am I signing?" Ask them, "What am I signing?" They're supposed to get written permission from you. That 15 USC 1681B. They have to get written. It says written. It didn't say orally. It didn't say orally. It says written. Okay. They have to hand you a statement, whether it be the application, if they got that notice or the disclosure on that application, they have to say, "Do you give us permission to check your credit so we can extend you this credit?" Now, permissible purpose comes into play where when they run your credit, the result from running your credit is an inquiry on your credit report. That drops you. It depends on what else is on your credit report, but it doesn't drop you many points. The highs that I've seen on mine was 4 points so thus far. But once they run your credit, if you get denied any type of credit, then it has to be permissible purpose. Yes, 15. Yes, Mr. Speed, 15 USC 1681B, and actually look at BA2. That'll take you straight to that law, and you can type this in Google. I'm not just saying this. I'm not just quoting this. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let me go to it. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. But for my Facebook people that's watching me on live, they have to have permissible purpose. That means that did they extend you credit? If you went in and you applied and they ran your credit, you signed the application, and they so-called had a notice inside of the application saying that we're going to run your credit to see if we can extend you this credit. You get denied. If they do not extend you any credit, that company does not have permissible purpose. Okay? That company does not have permissible purpose. They don't have a reason to be running your credit. Okay? Now, once they run your credit, When you sat down and you signed that application, you be like, okay, I read it, and you saying that I'm giving you permission to run my credit. Now, you can ask them, do I have the option to opt out of having my credit checked? And if they deny you, then they're violating you under the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. Because now, if they're not going to extend you any type of credit because you chose to opt out, then they're violating you under the EOCA, EQOA, Equal Credit Opportunity Act. Now, 15 USC 1681B is permissible purpose. First of all, they got to have permissible purpose. Second of all, they have to give you the option to opt out. That's 15 USC 6802, and I'm going to go to that right now. This is what you can use to get anything deleted from your credit. 15 USC 6802. All right. This is you, them giving you the option to opt out. All right. And I'm going to share my screen for the people who are on YouTube. So my Facebook people, if you're watching my live, click on that link and it'll take you straight to my YouTube channel so you can actually see what it is that I'm sharing. I want you to see the laws as I read them. And the more, now, when you first get into it, it seems like a lot to learn. I know it's a lot to learn. But once you just learn the laws, keep them to yourself, and you're applying the administrative processes, then these laws, one law builds off the next law. Okay? Think about it like that. One law builds off the next law. And trust me, anytime a company, a person, a corporation violates you, there is remedy. You ever heard any credit repair companies or any people that's talking about credit say you can make money from bad credit? TBT meaning what, Flame? TBT meaning what? Because the administrative process is easy. I walked that through, I think, 2 of my lives. I walked that through 2 of my lives. And let me share the screen real quick so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to share the screen. All right, 15 USC 6802. So if you want to know how to get anything deleted from your credit report, that is the law to use. Because if they claiming, if you send a notice, say for instance you sent the notice for inquiries, right? And they send you a rebuttal back, and they tell you, okay, we're not furnishers. We only did an inquiry. If they didn't open an account for you, they're going to claim that they're not the furnisher. Okay, when I sat down and filled out that application, I gave you my non-public information, my name, my address, my phone number, my social security number, my where I work at, how much money I make. That's non-public information. I gave you that. You use that information to pull from a a consumer reporting agency, a CRA, which I call them. They had to have, you had to have given them that information for them to know what credit file to look at. So you furnish my information. So they'll lie when they send y'all these rebuttal letters. They'll lie and say certain things and make it look like you don't know what you're talking about. Anytime they pull your credit, they furnish your information. Okay, they furnish your information. So if they want to claim that they're not furnishers of information, then you're going to hit them back with that next letter stating that you didn't give me the option to opt out. Okay, they may send you a packet of papers with copies of your application that you filled out. You'll even see your signature. You'll see every piece of paper under the sun. But please go through all of that paperwork when they send it to you. I guarantee you not one. Now, you have some good companies out there. Let me say this, okay? You do have some good companies out there. But I haven't seen not one company that I've dealt with even include that notice to opt out. So what the opt out notice should state is what 15 USC 6802, obligations with respect to disclosures of personal information. Now, it states that a financial institution may not disclose non-public personal information to a non-affiliated third party. What do you think a non-affiliated third party is? Drop in the comment box. What do you think a non-affiliated third party is? Now, I'm at the loan company. applying for this loan. I need this loan bad. I'm in duress. They know I'm in duress. They know it. That's why I came there. They knew I needed it for they know I need it for some reason. What do you think a non-affiliated third party is? Type it in the chat box. Yes, Flame. They supposed if it's not in the application, if it's not like you know how they have those boxes on the application where you see those notices, they be in bold, maybe they're in all caps. If they don't put a clause, that disclosure, a disclosure could be a paragraph. It don't have to be an actual document, like an actual piece of paper. It can be just a little paragraph inside that application. If they don't put that disclosure that you have the option to opt out. Now, let me go ahead and keep reading this law because it states that a financial institution may not disclose non-public personal information to a non-affiliated third party. A non-affiliated third party is Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and any one of those others. It's like a lot of them, hundreds of consumer reporting agencies. It could be a rental consumer reporting agency. It could be anything. That's a non-affiliated third party because they're not combined with that company that you apply for that loan with. So they're non-affiliated. So you didn't sit here and gave my information to somebody that, to be truthful, you didn't even get written permission from me according to 15 USC 1681B. Then you turn around and you give them my information. And it states that in 1A, it states that such financial institution must clearly and conspicuously. What do you think clearly and conspicuously mean? Clearly means like sometimes they put it in bold, they'll put it in big writing so you can see it. Conspicuously means you either gonna show me, point to that disclosure on that application saying this. That's conspicuously, okay, in writing or in electronic form. So now if you do it in electronic form, and this is how a lot of companies is getting by with this, they will have you to sign your name on that electronic signature pad, and then now they'll try to Flame, they'll try to use it when you say it should be a whole separate sheet. Now that's clearly inconspicuously, but we all know they're not going to do that. So the reason why I'm saying these different types of examples, so you can look out for it. So if it's not on a separate sheet of paper, if it's not a written paragraph in probably 16 font, now the law doesn't state the size font, that's illegal, or that they do not have to put it in or have it in. But if they include it and it's clear and conspicuous, or if it's clearly written, then it doesn't have to be on a separate sheet of paper. Okay. All right. So now back to what I was saying. In writing, when we talk about the electronic pad, they will have you sign it with your signature, right? When you sign it, it's saved inside of that electronic pad. So if you notice, all they'll tell you is click here, click here. You don't even have to sign no more after that. Once you sign the first time, you have some companies you do, some companies you don't. And you click here, they say click here, scroll down here, and you hadn't read, they hadn't told you to click on any hyperlink. They ain't told you to click on here. You don't see your disclosures on the screen. They don't slow the disclosure down for you so you can read it, so that they know that they've shown it to you. Or they don't even have a check box beside that disclosure. Once you check it, it's saying that you saw it. Or just a signature saying that you saw that actual disclosure. They're not going to do it like that. That's how they get you. Okay. So now that's what you're going to use to get this stuff deleted from your credit report. Not saying that once you apply for them that you don't owe them. You may as well, still owe them. But this is how you can get it deleted from your credit report. Right. Exactly what I'm saying, Flame. Anytime they have you using those electronic pads, that is fraud. Because I've heard of car companies that would use these electronic signature pads, and they use carbon copy too. If you sign wet ink signature on a carbon copy application, they will take that other piece and they would they will redo an application, and they would forge your signature to look just like yours, but they'll just redo it once you leave there. So you have to be mindful of the carbon copy applications and the electronic signatures, because they are saved. They literally are saved, because you can sign your name one time and that's the only time you remember writing a signature. Everything else you don't remember. They could go behind you and change all of it because they have access to everything and make it look like you did everything. So you have to be mindful of that. But if you're trying to delete this stuff from your credit using 15 USC 6802, opting out in writing, or, and I'm going to keep going, I'm right here where it says in writing or in electric form or other form permitted by the regulations prescribed under section 6804 of this title, that such information may be disclosed to such third party. So they have to get written permission from you in order to report anything or furnish anything. Okay. B says the consumer is given the opportunity before the time that such information is initially disclosed. So they have to do all of this before you even sign anything. And if they don't, you being an informed consumer, you need to make sure it get done. Now, I'm not saying this means I don't like to show my hand. Now that I understand the law, I don't like to show my hand when I go into places and I apply for stuff like this. Not saying that I'm doing it with bad intentions, but these are companies that will charge you a high interest rate, and you don't even know they're using you or violating you or taking your money. And I know that they're supposed to disclose me, do those two things: permissible purpose, get permission to check my credit, and then they have to give me a permission of opting out of them reporting to my credit. Okay, those two things. So I won't say anything at all. So if I have to, I'm gonna come back later on down the road. I didn't give you permissible purpose, especially when they didn't extend you no credit. And if they did extend you credit, you got an account with them, and you find out that they violated you in any type of way. Now you have to have what they say probable cause. There has to be some damages to uh to what I'm trying to see what word to make your claim viable. Okay. Right. Let me violate you. And that's that when they violate you, that makes it you got skin in the game then. Once they violate you, okay? And then when you're trying to get it off, okay, you charge me high interest rate, APR. And for my people on YouTube, I mean on Facebook, I do have information about the high interest rates. I am going through that and I have gotten remedy from that. I do know what the percentages are. If you got an installment loan with any type of company, a car loan is also an installment loan. And I do know the maximum percentages that they're supposed to charge you. So if you got a question about that, you can join my TLC group and you can ask, you can just, and you can post inside the group. So if you post inside the group, you don't know what video it is, just type a comment in. Okay. Back to what I was talking about them violating you. Yes, that gives you skin in the game. They didn't give you the option to opt out. So you're reporting to my credit report and you didn't even have permission. And on top of that, they probably spelled your name wrong. Yeah, fraud ends with the contract. And the good thing about fraud ending with the contract is you got everything. You got the contract is your proof. Always keep the copy that you received when you left that establishment. Always keep it. Okay, always keep it. If you got a car loan, always keep it, because later on down the road, if you find out that if you got some inclination that something went wrong with that retail installment contract, you need to contact the finance company and have them to send you a copy of what the car dealership sent to you. Once you get it, compare both of them, because they will treat you. A lot of times you see these car loan contracts with $2,000 on it, and you know you ain't paid no down payment, or you know you paid maybe $1,000 and you didn't pay $2,000. They didn't move the numbers around. Regardless, you know you didn't pay that much. That's violation. That's fraud. That is fraud. I do have a live about some of the things that car dealerships violate you with also, so you can check that out in my Secret TLC page, group, or my YouTube channel. All right, so back to opting out. All right. It also states that C, that the consumer is given an explanation of how the consumer is given an explanation of how the consumer can exercise that non-disclosure option. All right. Now, when they put it in writing, stating that you have the option to opt out. They have to give this to you in explanation form, your right of non-disclosure, how you can exercise this right. So if they didn't give you the option to opt out, they supposed to have a clause or a disclosure stating the address. If you have any type, some of them call them disputes. That's their way of hiding it when they call that dispute. Because if you think of it as a dispute, it's like you didn't get the option to opt out. It's not really a dispute. You just want the address to where I'm gonna let y'all know in writing. I don't want y'all reporting to the credit bureau, credit agencies, consumer reporting agencies. So you do have that option. They're supposed to give that to you in a statement. They're supposed to give it to you in writings, telling you that you can opt out. And second, they're supposed to tell you or explain to you your how do you go about exercising that non-disclosure option. Okay. If you're a smart consumer or a knowledgeable consumer, and you go in there and you tell them that I want the option to opt out before you even finish this before I even get through finishing this application. And they say, okay, Miss Sanders, well, if you don't want us to report to the credit companies, I mean to the consumer reporting agencies, then we can't give you that. We can't extend you this credit. We can't allow you to apply. That right there is a violation of the Equal Credit Opportunity Act. Okay. You yes, Flame. You can also rescind the contract. Uh, I will say that federal law trumps state law. And my Facebook family, the word rescind, you'll hear me say rescind. I can't really teach you that process as of right now because I'm going through that. I'm running that play right now as we speak. I call it a play because it's fun using these. It's actually once you look at credit as being fun and stop looking at it as something being bad, you'll be a little bit more comfortable with trying to handle your own or trying to repair your own credit, especially when you're taking the time out to learn these laws. And I go back to thinking about being in public school when I used to hear the teachers say read, read, read. And I ain't never like I'm a numbers person. I like math. I got a math degree. I like numbers. If you put something in front of me, it is kind of fun to play the game. It truly is just shy. When when they tell you to read a lot in school, I come to find out now, and I'm in my 40s now. And reading is like that's all I do. All I do now is research because now I can use this reading for good. Because a lot of times you was sitting in public school and you were like, what am I gonna use this for in life? I hear that all the time in my math class. What am I gonna use this for in life? Now that I learned that I can use these consumer laws to help me boost my credit, fix my credit, and get whatever I want to get, then the learning power, the knowledge is endless. Knowledge is power. I rescinded my car loan using. Okay, so you running the play now, just shy. Exactly. That's the rescission. Yes. The only thing about rescission is some states. Now, when you quote state law, then that's when you're going to be running that play for state law, because each state does have different laws for rescission. Each type of loan you have Each type of loan you have has a different rescission process. So make sure you check your state laws first because you might can get more out of your state laws than federal laws. But I'm gonna tell you now, Mississippi, you won't get much out of Mississippi. But just know if it doesn't work for you on the state level, my advice to you to get you a consumer lawyer, substantiate your claim with that consumer lawyer, and y'all go federal. Y'all go federal. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I do know that federal law trumps state law. As I'm going through this live, please share this live with 5 other people, 5 to 10 people if you can, so that they can get these credit gems while I'm dropping these credit gems. Opting out, that 15 USC 6802. Please write that down. Please write it down, because once you find out that they're violating you, and plus if they're not violating you and you don't want this stuff reported, you like the company, you want to keep paying the company, you still use the law so that they won't report it to your credit report. Now you will have some companies, I can say, I've had this done to me. You will have some companies sit there and tell you that, oh, we're by law, we're supposed to report to consumer reporting agencies. They don't have to report. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, it's under 15 USC. Let me go find it real quick because I want to show it to you. They don't have to. It's an option for them to report to consumer reporting agencies. A lot of times when I do my notices now, when I quote a law, I always reference that law in parentheses. I reference that law with a CFR. I quote the CFR so that they know I know both sides. I know Cornell law and I know the CFPB. So if don't nothing go right with when I send you my notice, if it don't go right when I send you my notice, you already know I'm filing a CFPB complaint. And when you sending these notices, please, after you send the first letter, now, Flame, you were talking about the administrative process. Everybody's administrative process is different. And that's why I jumped to that comment that you said. When you doing this administrative process, first of all, you're going to send notice. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Notice to agent is notice to principal. My first letter is going to be putting that company on notice. All right. The first one, you're going to be putting them on notice. The second one, if they don't respond to you or if they send you a letter back with a rebuttal and you know that they're violating you with this law, okay, you said you sent me this, you said this, I'm telling you you're violating me with this. So I'm going to requote the laws again and I'm going to say this is your final opportunity to cure. You're giving them an opportunity to cure on the second one. The third one, this is your choice. You can either go ahead and get your consumer lawyer, you can either arbitrate to litigate, or you can give them another chance to respond to you. That'll give you 3 chances that you told them, okay? If you give them another chance. Judges, when you go into court, judges love to see that you've given this company this many chances to fix this violation, and they still didn't do it. Fourth, you can either send them an affidavit, you can either arbitrate, or you can go ahead and get your consumer lawyer, go ahead and take them to court. I feel like that fourth time, go ahead and take them to court. That'll go ahead and get them. That'll go ahead and give them put that fire under their butt, so they can go ahead and think you're a litigious consumer. That means you're a sue. That's what that means. Litigious consumer, you're a sue. This also, I did want to say I did have a comment about child support from the last time. If you're already paying a judgment for child support, you can still use the child support deletion letter to help you out. Okay. I did consult my mentor. So, well, one of my mentors, you can send that child support deletion letter if you already got a judgment for child support. I'm not condoning anybody not paying child support, whether it be a female or male. I'm not condoning any of that. I'm just stating that if you already been to court, if you already got a judgment and you're paying child support, from that judgment you're getting garnished. If your wages or your income is getting garnished, you can still send the child support deletion letter. I do have the child support deletion letter. If you want to use my letters, you can email me. For my YouTube people, let me put my email up so you can see it. For the people just joining in on my live, please click that YouTube link. It's the very first comment, so you can see my live on YouTube, and you can actually see the laws as I go through them. But you can use my letters. I do have letters myself. I don't call them templates. I don't like templates are not a one size fit all. When you get this letter, you need to accommodate it to your situation. Do not copy it word for word because everybody's situation is different. You might ask me for my charge off letter, but the company was also reporting late payments. Okay, they were also reporting late payments. So you may need a late payment / charge off letter. So everybody's situation is different. Okay. So if there's a letter that you need, just um just email me, and let me put my email in my Facebook group real quick. All right, so Facebook, after in a minute I'm finna chime off. If you got anybody that's got a question, please comment in the comment section. I am putting my email so you can have my email. All right, I will be back on YouTube live. I might come back on. I don't know when. You join my YouTube, my channel. Subscribe to my channel. So when I go live, go ahead and hit that notification bell. So when I go live, you'll get a notification every time I go live. I do want to talk about bankruptcy on the live. You already know about this. I see you, Bliffy. All right. I am starting a young entrepreneur. So if you got anybody that's young, I would say I'm gonna say 25. If you got anybody that's young, that's trying to start a business, or they want to get out there, they want to get some type of exposure, please email me. Just type in young entrepreneur and tell me what they got going on. I don't mind sharing because that's part of what we do in the Secret TLC. Okay. We promote businesses. We encourage entrepreneurship. All right. So YouTube, Facebook, I'm finna chime off. You got any questions? I will be back on live. Join or subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, and then you'll be able to see me every time I go live. All right. All right, my YouTube family. I got you on live. All right, we got any questions in the chat? All right, so any questions? Any questions? I'm gonna take a few minutes for a break, and then I'm gonna come back, and then I'll have the bankruptcy. So if you know anybody that's that want to have anything, like learn anything about bankruptcy, please share this please share this YouTube live with them. Okay, please share this YouTube live. All right. Then your bankruptcy deleted. All right, so if you got anybody that's got questions about bankruptcy, delete bankruptcy. All right, so let me share my screen. So I'm just going to take you through general steps. If you want this process, I do have a bankruptcy deletion kit that you can use, that you can purchase. But I would, if you already understand the process, everybody's process is different. Okay, pretty much the same thing, but I was just trying to find a way that, like, the normal credit repair type deleting bankruptcy is pretty much like that. But I do like to do my stuff a little different, because ultimately the only thing that you're trying to do with the bankruptcy is you're trying to get them to say that everything's verified. All right. So once they say that it's verified, that their bankruptcy verified, and they went about it the right way to get it, once you get the actual proof, then that's when you got them in a corner. All right. Let me go to the screen that I want to share. All right, so let me share the screen. All right, so you already know that when you're disputing a bankruptcy or when you're trying to get the bankruptcy deleted, that it's still the bankruptcy still lasts, okay? The bankruptcy still lasts. It just won't be on your credit report because what we're trying to do is we're trying to let me click here. We're trying to get this deleted so that we'll be able to first of all raise our FICO score. And once we raise our FICO score and get a lot of these derogatory accounts or negative accounts off our credit report, then we're able to buy that house that we wanted, and we're able to get that brand new car that we wanted, or whatever it is you're trying to achieve. You're trying to get a business started, because yes, you do need your personal. In some companies, you do need your personal credit score, your FICO score, to get approved for some of those loans because they want to know what they're dealing with. You know, you run a business, but they still want to know your credit report is your credit profile. That's you. So anytime they violate you with something on their credit report, they're defaming your character. They're making it look like you can't pay anything. You're going default. You're not trustworthy. That's what it's making you look like. Okay. All right. So when we talk about deleting a bankruptcy, all right, the first thing that you want to do is you want to request. And let me make sure I didn't. See, that's one thing I forgot to do. Let me send it to the screen. Got it. All right, so in deleting your bankruptcy, you want to request your consumer reports from the big four. You may hear me say big four and big three because I don't like to say LexisNexis, SageStream, which SageStream is a sister company to LexisNexis now. So it's not a separate entity. So when you try to dispute anything with SageStream, they'll take you right to LexisNexis website. So I don't be want to say LexisNexis, SageStream, ARS, Innovis, CoreLogic is formerly Credco. So I don't want to say all those. So you hear me say big four. And you want to get your consumer reports from the big three. We all know what the big three is, okay? Are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. All right. Now, as of right now, I'm not on my screen where I can see your comments on YouTube. But if you have a question about anything, please ask. As I come back to the screen, I will answer your questions. All right, so in deleting that bankruptcy, make sure you get your consumer reports from the big four and the big three. So you're going to be requesting your consumer reports because you want to make sure that they're reporting this bankruptcy accurately. So anytime we're trying to dispute some, we're not looking up. Yes, we are looking for violations. That helps us substantiate our claim. I can't get the word out. That helps us to substantiate our claim. And plus, we're trying to get as much gas on them as we need to get this deleted. Okay? Enough purpose, permissible purpose. And I just said it as a joke. As much purpose as we need to get it deleted. Enough skin in the game so that it's quicker to get it deleted. Also, there is a Pacer, and let me type it here so you can see it. Pacer.gov. You can get a copy of your bankruptcy information. They do charge by the sheets, but you can create the account for free, and you can send pretty much Pacer if you want to see any type of. It's like an online courthouse. That's what it is, like an online courthouse, to where you can get any information you need on any company that filed a judgment, that filed any type of court document. You can get it on Pacer, so you can you can compare your information with what the consumer reporting agencies are reporting. All right, so we want to make sure that they're reporting that bankruptcy with 100% accuracy. Okay, so if the date is off, we want to make sure we look at the date. If they're reporting the wrong courthouse, if they're saying federal court when it was in the state court, that's a violation. So we need to make sure that they're reporting this correctly if they are reporting. And if they're not, bingo, we got something to use against them. Okay. Now, once you request your consumer reports from the big four and the big three, make sure you set up your account with Pacer. All right. So now the bankruptcy must be deleted through the big four. All right. That means it must be deleted through LexisNexis, because a lot of the big three. Now, from my experience in going through my process of getting my bankruptcy deleted, I have seen that the big four gets information from Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. They have them to verify it. So that's why I say now one of these steps you can do it at one time, because they're communicating. These companies are communicating, or these agencies are communicating with each other, and they're verifying information back and forth through each other. So I'll let you know when I get to that step to where you can do all of them at the same time. Okay. So, but you must get the bankruptcy deleted through the big four agencies. Okay. LexisNexis and all of it, etc. All right. So now what you want to do is this is where you got the teeth, where you got the jaws. This is where you got this where you're gonna have the leverage on. So you're gonna send a letter to your local courthouse. You're gonna send a letter to your local courthouse. You're gonna send a self-addressed stamped envelope. All right. Make sure when you send your letter, you include a self-addressed stamped envelope, because you want them to be able to respond to you without having to do any work, any effort. Okay. So when you send them that self-addressed stamped envelope, they'll let you know in writing. They'll let you know. And I want to read you a letter that I actually got, so y'all won't think it's no fluff going on over here. All right. I want to read you the exact letter that I received from the courthouse. I think I got it right here. Hold on one second. I want you to hear the verbiage. I want you to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. Is this it? No, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. I got it right here. Should have been more prepared, but you know how it is. When you're a teacher, you just think off the wham, you work off the wham, and I got it. All right. So I want you to hear this verbiage, what the actual courthouse said. And when I do my little mentorship videos, you can actually see the letters. Is that it? No. My brain not working. It's got to be right here, because I'm looking at all my documentation right here. Oh. All right. Let me see. I know I just had the paper, y'all. I'm not crazy. Nope, that ain't it. All right. But back to what I was talking about. While I'm trying to find it, I can still explain it. All right. So you want to get the letter from the courthouse, and the courthouse is going to tell you that they don't verify information through third-party agencies. All right. They do not verify information through third-party agencies. Now, once you get that letter back, I want you to hold that letter. You're going to hold that letter until you get a response from the big four and the big three. I want you to wait till you get the response from all those companies that you send it to. But you're only going to send this first letter to, once you look at your consumer reports, whoever's reporting the bankruptcy, that's the one you're going to write to. Okay. So whoever is reporting that bankruptcy, that's who you're going to write to. So now, as of right now, you're going to send this letter to the big three, but you're not disputing it yet. Okay. You're not disputing it. So in this step, you're not disputing it. All right. So now you're going to send the letter to the big three. The big three is Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, requesting verification of how they are allowed to report this bankruptcy. So they were allowed to report it from some way. Something was verified, and so they're telling you, and I'm quoting it because they're going to tell you that It was verified. I got verified on all of mine that I sent. And when you send these letters to the, I also sent the letters to the Big Four, this letter to the Big Four, and they sent me back documentation stating that Equifax verified it. Or they sent, one of them sent me a letter back telling me LCI is also a consumer reporting agency, that LCI verified it. So now you want to wait for the refund. I can't talk. You want to wait for the response from the Big Four. All right. So once you get those letters back from the Big Four stating that it was verified, then you need to send a letter from the courthouse. Now, once you send them this letter from the courthouse stating that the courthouse does not, you're going to send them a copy of the letter telling them that the courthouse does not verify, does not furnish any information, and they say to any consumer reporting agency. They say they don't send it to any. So any means any consumer reporting agency. So at this point, when you send this letter and a copy of the courthouse letter to the Big Four, stating, showing them that the courthouse is telling you that they don't verify it. So if they don't verify it, how were you able to verify it? That right there, your bankruptcy should be deleted by that point. Okay. Now you want to get it deleted from the Big Four first, because Equifax, TransUnion, Experian pulls from them. They pull information from them. But I say this: when you send this letter to the Big Four, also send it to the Big Three too. You can do all of them at the same time when you send this copy of your courthouse letter, because all you're doing is saying that this company is reporting it, and you said that you verified it through this company, but the courthouse said that they don't respond. I mean, they don't verify any non-public information to, or any bankruptcy information, any consumer reporting agency. So now you got them trapped when you do that, okay? Because they just lied to you like it was verified. They'll send you a report letting you know, okay, verified, or this account remains because it was verified through so and so, so and so. So since you're telling me that it's verified, and the courthouse is telling me, my local courthouse is telling me that they don't report any information to consumer reporting agency, you just violated me. You just lied. Go straight and get your consumer lawyer. Run your remedy. Get your remedy. Now, once you get a response from the Big Three, then you can place the bankruptcy into dispute. That's the letter I was talking about, where you're going to send a copy of the courthouse letter to the Big Three. Because now I want to dispute it. I want to dispute it because LexisNexis just said that they verified it through another company. And I got a letter from the courthouse saying that they don't furnish any information to consumer reporting agencies. So tell me how you were able to verify it. I'm putting this in dispute. So now if they send you a rebuttal back saying that it's verified again, y'all, only thing I can tell you is they must delete it, because the courthouse says that they don't furnish this type of information. So either you delete it or we're going to take it further. So by this time, it should be deleted. If not, you're going to file a CFPB complaint report. That's when you're going to go to CFPB. All the letters that they sent you, every letter that you sent them, whatever pictures that they sent you, whatever screenshots that they sent you, you need to create a file, because when you go onto the CFPB website, you want to be able to upload all of this. And you want to let them know in that CFPB complaint, they're going to ask you what you want done about it. What type of remedy do you want to see with this? What type of outcome do you want to come from this? I want them to delete it from my credit report. And you make sure you tell them and type that in. I want them to delete this from my credit report. And when you do the CFPB, you need to do a CFPB complaint for LexisNexis for each consumer reporting agency that was reporting that bankruptcy. If it were 5, you need to do 5 separate CFPB complaints or reports for each one. Okay. And make sure you put that you want them to delete it. All right. Now, once you're done and once you get that bankruptcy deleted, you want to go to your Big Three or LexisNexis. You want to tell them, now delete the items in the bankruptcy that's listed under my accounts that's listed under the bankruptcy, because you'll have the actual bankruptcy on your credit report. Then you'll have other accounts that say discharged in bankruptcy. Now you want them to delete those, because what they'll do is, if you only put in your dispute that you want the bankruptcy deleted, they'll delete it. But you still got these lingering accounts that were associated to this bankruptcy that's pulling your credit down negatively, derogatorily. Is that a word? I don't know. But derogatory accounts. And you also want those deleted. So make sure you include that in that letter also. Okay. Now, I do want you to know, do not dispute the other accounts that's associated with the bankruptcy before you get the bankruptcy deleted. Do that afterwards. Okay. Dispute those afterwards, because now once you got the bankruptcy deleted, you know they couldn't verify it. They have no other choice but to delete the accounts that were associated with the bankruptcy. Okay. All right. So my YouTube family, don't forget, if you have any questions, you can email me. My email is going across the screen. Please subscribe to my channel. Share this live with anybody you know need this. In my Facebook group, I will be, I don't know what day I'm gonna do it yet, but make sure you turn on your post notifications in Facebook too, where I am on Instagram. I do post on Instagram, Lifestyle Quad. But I am going in depth on my on my Facebook group, showing you exactly what the letters should look like. And like I just showed you, where to send them and how to send them. Okay. All right. Thank you all for watching.